All right. Here I am once again, and I have a wonderful lesson for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. You know who this is, your wonderful LCM in the Academy.
Wonderful.
That's right, wonderful. Of Wildman. And here I have a couple of wonderful subjects today. And of course, I have Brian here with me again. How are you doing, Mr. Brian?
I'm good. Wonderful. Morpheus, how you doing?
Yeah, whatever.
Wonderful.
Yeah, very wonderful.
I wonder how full you are.
Well, not of myself, apparently. Are you jealous?
Oh man, never jealous.
Sound like it.
No jealous bone in my body.
Well, how about this? Why don't you go take your punk ass and make your podcast of your own? Yeah, you probably could. As many lessons as I've given you. You should have learned by now, unless you're that slow, Mr. Sloth. However, besides that, let's go ahead and get into this service. 'Cause, I'm glad that you're here again, Brian.
Glad to be here. Glad you invited me.
So, how many times you've been here? I mean, it's been a few times, hasn't it?
I have to count how many times I gave you an ass whooping.
Yeah. Okay.
My brother down fingers. Man.
Ladies and gentlemen, who's full of who? He's asking for it today. You want to hear? You want to hear the sound waves of UFC body slam? Might want to pull the phone away from your ears or your computer because I don't want to embarrass him.
Oh man.
So let's see. I have a solution to it, but I want you to. I want your answer on this. Your take.
Okay, I'm here.
So I was having a good conversation with a circle of high value men.
Okay.
And we were discussing how some of the women are acting today, so to speak, where
Acting?
Acting as far as action, moving forward,
Okay.
not pretending acting.
Okay.
So they're talking about how it's interesting how girls are so fascinated about the thugs or bad boys or guys who don't treat them with respect, and they end up in prison, and those girls are willing to wait for the guy, and they love the tattoos. They love the uncomfortable, very unstable and emotional stress that he presents in her world. And what's your take on that, Brian? Let me see if you can figure out the root of this, because I have an answer. Now, I don't know everything. I don't, but I will tell you this. What I'm going to give to you, Brian, and the world is probably something you may not have thought about. But I want to see if you can I want you to get the bag first before I get it.
Okay, well, simply put, women like a-holes. Women like projects.
Assholes.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep you.
Yeah, PG.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you on the radio.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. But, yeah.
We speak our mind over here, God damn it.
Let me know what I can say, what I can't say.
We got men over here. I'll tell you what you can't say. You can't say stuff like let's see, B, you won't say that. Mother, let's see what else you can't say. N word, of course. Just the normal things. Hate speech. Well,
Neanderthal?
I don't know about that. I haven't
Nice.
heard about that. Or Transformer for the LG, whatever else. So,
But I like the Transformers. Optimus Prime?
that was my favorite cartoon as a kid, actually.
Man. Optimus Prime and the Bumblebee.
Ultimate Prime wasn't mine. I liked I always liked the what was the Decepticons?
How are you an alpha and you talk about you don't like Optimus Prime? What
No.
is the alpha?
No. Not liking him as far as not liking him. I was always for the bad guys. I rooted for the tough guy. They was always serious. Because you got to remember, it's like this. Movies are... I can't go by movies, but it's a good example. They always make the bad guys serious, hardcore, all the way cutthroat. Or they're very logical, even though they're wrong with what they do, but they seem to be straightforward. But the good guys, they're almost like the Clark Kents. They're always fumbly. They're too soft. They're too kind. You got to pull the cat out of the tree. And You know, they're joking every now and then. Not to say Optimus Prime was like that. I'm just saying as far as according to
I mean, that's because the good person always had to have some form of
leniency, some type of buoyancy,
humility, humbleness.
Right.
Someone that you can kind of get behind because he's flawed, just like me. But the bad guy is supposed to be braggadocious and
stoic and straightforward. And the reality
larger than life.
Because I think of this, that real life is based on seriousness. There's no time for joking. When you're out there and you're in a war battlefield or something like that, and you're the good guy, realistically, you have no time to sit there and laugh, joke, and play. And hold on here. So in a serious situation, you're going to be straightforward. You're going to be thick-headed at everything. You don't have time to sit there and smile and joke around, even though you will and you could. There's some humility, but in real life, you're going to be serious. And you said it best. I think what you said was better than mine. That they like to have characters that they can relate to. That's pretty much human, and they make mistakes. They fumble, like the Clark Kents or other guys, like Dragon Ball Z used to be like that. You got Vegeta.
I'm about to say, look at Goku.
Vegeta and Goku, right?
Goku
you got this guy
the
who's
dumbest stuff, but he's one of the most powerful characters in the show.
That right there, I've watched Dragon Ball Z, and I was a fan, but when they drawn him like that, I was a Vegeta fan. As a matter of fact,
I actually, what's funny? As I grew older,
Goku, you such a punk ass.
I felt like I could relate to Vegeta
because
as I grew older.
Because when you think about this though, Brian, when you have an immense amount of power, it's hard to hold it in. Meaning, you're not going to be evil or mean. You're just, how are you today? It's real. We're going to go here. You just can't help it because you have a lot of power and you're holding back because you're capable of, going from 0 to 60 in a moment. You're not going to have all that power. Just, I'm just buff. And then, how are you doing?
But that's just funny.
It's just so nice. It's sunny out here. And, I'm going to go ahead and plant my flowers today because it's just the right day to plant my flowers so they can blossom.
But that's just funny. That's how society likes it. They like people
soft
to play down
their
potential.
Yes. That's another form of, I won't say demasculating, but masculinity, testosterone, power, and strength. It's almost like a high-powered car. Mm-hmm. This thing got a V8 engine huffing out 650 horses. Do you honestly think this thing's going to be quiet? I mean, think about that. That thing's going to... It's like
having a pacer car rolling down a road that says 40 miles per hour.
I mean, it don't work. I mean, and then when you hear the car, it's going to rumble down the street at 30 to 40 miles an hour. You could hear it. I got a car that does that. You go around, you could...
That's
you could
Buffalo Track.
Buffalo Track. He's a hater, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but you can tell when I don't say the car that I have, but you can be sitting down outside and you can hear it coming from right where the light is. You say, "Wait a minute, what car is this?" You can hear it all around because it got a lot of power. But imagine if it can be quiet like an electric car or something like that. But it's really not that realistic. If it's not electric, to be so quiet, just like a boat just humming along.
Mm-hmm.
But you coming up with some very good statements. You said that the society wants you to play.
Yeah, society's always been like that. Even if you got a lot of power, they want you to play it down so people could be comfortable around you. Just be humble, Morpheus.
Just be humble. Just be humble. Just be humble.
That's society's way of telling you, play yourself down so I can be comfortable. Around you.
Because I don't want to have to rise to your level.
So
small,
mediocre,
right
around you.
You're a mouse standing next to a bulldog, right? You looking up at the bulldog like, I don't know. I think I'm in the wrong place. But that's very good. I like that. You got a head on your shoulders. That's why I've always invited you here. So did you think about why these girls like these roughneck type of guys?
Because women like drama. They like Yes, this is some of the teaching I got, y'all. So just so you know, if you want some real teaching, you need to subscribe to Morpheus' channel. I'm gonna tell you what right now. Somebody you need to subscribe. You'd be surprised how it'll open your eyes. But like I said, women like drama.
I appreciate that. You have changed a lot too. I mean, if I think about when I invited you the first time, the conversations we had about women and some parts of life, you did a lot of.
I was tired too.
You did a lot of pushback. There was a lot of. I mean, I accept your opinion and your personal experiences because you know what you know, but I think it was because when we were talking, it was a new perspective and it was a different way of putting the hamburger together, and it wasn't something that you was used to. And I think. I guess we could share this with ladies and gentlemen. Well, I ain't gonna do that. That's your personal business. But you've grown up in a different environment, unlike the typical people. But you've learned. But you think it's because they like the drama? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, women like drama. Women like things that aren't sure. Mm-hmm. They like chaos. So of course they don't want the guy that's clean laced and predictable because he's boring. They want the guy that they feel they can't control. They're going to try to control.
I got something better for you. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Let's go ahead and introduce the professor. I'm going to tell you what it is, at least I would say 75 to 80% of the time, Brian. I'll tell you what it is. Now, we do know that I would say there is the majority, or you could say a large percentage of the American population are broken homes and single mother homes. Mm-hmm. Am I correct?
That's true.
Okay. And a lot of these girls and some guys are being raised by their single mother. Am I correct?
That's true.
Okay. Now, how about this? Have you ever went to the grocery store or out in public and you seen the mother yelling at her daughter?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
See the children running through the aisle and get your ass back here! I'll beat you when I get home. And who that you think you're doing? Don't be talking back and.
Yeah, man, I was at the store today, and this kid was just the whole time screaming bloody murder. Like this mama just didn't have no control over her child. The child was just crying and bloody murder. I'm over here, I was with my dad too. And I'm over here like it's time for somebody to take a nap. And then my dad said, no, it's time for somebody to parent up.
Oh, very good. So when women get in that situation because they're emotional versus men, typically, okay? Mm-hmm. So here it is. They yell at their child. They berate their child because really they're not really physically capable, even though they can pull out a switch or a belt, something like that, which is fine by me. I just look the other direction and drink my ice, eat my food and leave. But they yell at them and verbally abuse their child. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not like men where we can look at them one time and they're straightened out. Mm-hmm. Not like when a man is there, he's that authoritative figure where you can tell your child one time, or you smack him on the hands or the butt with a paddle or something, and the child's going to straighten out. You usually don't have to because your presence is enough, and your tone of voice, and well, what I tell you to do, you just give them that side glance. But women usually don't have that capability because we are two different people. That's why you have mom and dad to raise a child, which has the potential to raise healthy, smart, balanced kids, because you want your child to be balanced, not just be around the feminine energy, estrogen, or just testosterone. Although it is proven statistically and by fact that men basically do a better job, even though they're full of testosterone, because men are more authoritarian, they're more stoic and more logical than emotional. So they have the potential not to really, you could say, get out of line and be upset that their child is acting silly. So when they chastise their child or deal with them, it's usually going to be some math behind it. Hey, you did wrong. I'm spanking you because of this, and we're going to take your chores and stuff. You're going to do some more chores. I'm going to take your phone away or this and that. And the child begins to understand. Unlike the majority of mothers, they yell at their child, they become emotional, and they will, a lot of times, they decide to discipline their child because their child did something that bothered them. For example, they're sitting in the front room, and
you ate my turtles?
You see, it's something like that. You see the child jumping up and down the chair, and she's on her cell phone, okay? And the child's been jumping on the couch for the past 20 minutes while she's on her cell phone. Mm-hmm. Now, when the child knocks over her plate of donuts or Struffles, or knocks over her shoes, or bumps into her, and knocks her cell phone out of her hand, now she wants to get up and discipline the child. Now she's doing it out of emotions when she should have been disciplining the child the first time to tell him not to jump on the couch because it's not the thing to do. You see how personal she gets? So what happens is, Brian, is this, okay? She will verbally abuse her child, yell at the child, scream at the little girl, and berate her, and she'll waltz off in her own room while her child is maybe on her cell phone or Facebook, something like that. When the child grows older, because remember, they live by experience and they go by examples. The mom is an example. The father's not there, so the mom is an example. So when she finds a man, Brian, she's going to be looking for a man who's the same, verbally abusive, disconnected, and rough, just like her mother.
So basically,
because
you gotta be a man that has a blue pill. Man.
Well, look at this. Usually, if the man's in the house, her father, usually the child's gonna somewhat look for a man that's almost like her father, or the way that he raised her. Stoic, gave her rules. He's maybe making money, or he's high value, whatever the case may be. She will seek out for that same type of validation. Now, if he's not there, and just the mother's there, that's the only thing that she knows. And then she thinks, because her mother is yelling at her, verbally abusing her, that is what love is. What do you think about that?
That's interesting. That's why she wants the
violence. That's why she likes the emotional abuse. That's why she loves that's why she likes uncertainty. That's why she likes uncomfortable drama. This is why she don't mind him getting sent back and forth to prison. This is why she gets comfortable when he calls her a female dog. This is why he can treat her like nothing, because her mother treated her like nothing. See that? It works hand in hand.
I never thought about that.
It works hand in hand.
It's true, because
she's like, comfortable because she's like, this is love.
Balanced.
That's right.
So as she grows up, she's going to continue to be unbalanced.
That's right, because she thinks that's a form of love, because her mom was doing it. And what child would not respect their mother? She can't do anything about it. So if this grown woman is yelling at her and she's emotional, she's erratic, her days are unstable, she's working 2 jobs to provide for her, she barely even barely even hugs her and kiss her, because there's no better form of love or show of kindness than that of the opposite sex, meaning her father, saying, hey, you're beautiful, you're cute, you don't have to go out there and dress a certain way, I love you, daughter, be good, put your dress down, act like you got some good sense. It gives this girl validation and comfort, plus she likes that type of positive attention, because now she's getting validation from a man she loves and respects. But when he's out of the picture and you got the mom there, the mom usually dresses her down, not as a respectable little girl. She dresses her down as far as a exposed little girl, where she starts growing up wearing yoga pants, showing too much. She's on Instagram, Facebook, and she thinks that it's normal to monetize her body because there was no father or brother there to tell her that that's not the thing to do. You see the connection?
It makes so much sense, though. Like,
why would she not? You think she's going to actually grow up and find a respectable man who treats her with love and kindness and opens up the door and he shivers? She's going to say he's boring.
It's like, what is a respectable man to her? She hasn't really seen one.
She's not going to know. All she knows is drama and abuse. You see that?
Wow, that's crazy. I never thought about that. But so, I mean, fruit of the poisonous tree, but So how would one, in that case, Morpheus? How would one
Get out of it.
How does one break that poisonous cycle?
I can't say therapy because sometimes the therapists they don't quite understand the in-depth about the situation because it's almost like telling her to find a better man. I mean, because how could she know what a better man is? How she breaks the cycle is nature. What I mean by this is, what happens is, she's going to continue the abuse. She's going to keep going with the bad boys. They do that. She's going to, usually they're going to get an STD. It happens. They're going to get cheated on. They're going to get beat. There's going to be some yelling. He's going to go back and forth to prison. And she's going to have her kids by this guy. You can't stop that train because it's inevitable. Because once a woman's emotions latch on to somebody, it's not going to stop. When she thinks a certain way about a man, you can't break her perception because her emotions rule her life. So what happened is, she finds out the hard way where she starts getting older. I know you've probably seen it yourself. When she's between the ages of 35, getting up to 36, and she has a child, she'll begin to realize, hey, I was living a rough life when I was in my 20s and old and younger. You know what? I need to find a man I can settle down with. She automatically knows by nature she can't settle down with the guy who's constantly in prison because he can't pay the bills. She can't settle down with the guy who's abusive, talking bad to her, slapping her, just yelling, or just, smoking weed, selling dope, whatever that he's doing, because it's not going to be conducive, nor healthy, nor proficient for her kid. So naturally, because she learns the hard way, because nature starts knocking on the door and tell her, hey, dumbass, wake your ass up. Or you and your kids are going to be out.
Well, that's a perfect song right there. That's like right on time.
Then she'll realize it is right. I'm one with the soundboard. Yeah, it was right on time. Then she begin to realize that by nature, and by then, not a lot of men who are of quality are looking for a decent girl or somebody who don't have kids or, not so, big, because usually they gain weight too. She can't find a good man. It's how they end up bitter. They end up, trying to go right back to college and thinking these girls will tell you this. This is what they say. Let's say this. Let's say I'm single by choice. And they got 2 jobs, and they doing a little online course on the internet or something like that for school. No, they're not single by choice. Is that really no real man is looking in her direction, because most guys, being betas and shrimps, she realized that those guys are inexperienced, and the other guys who are the common thugs that she was used to chasing, she know that they're no good for her life. But she'll keep them in her friend zone, but she's not going to take them serious. But at the same time, she'll still say, I'm single by choice. No, she realized, what she don't want to admit, is that she wasted her years, she wasted her time with bad guys, because that's how her mom raised her, where her options have dwindled away. And in order for her to actually find a decent man who's going to want to take her, I hate to say it, leftovers, it's going to be 1 out of a million. So she deludes herself in denial by saying, oh, I'm single by choice and I just can't find a good man. No, it's that she don't want to change her mindset or her ways. Now, by that time, it's going to be kind of difficult, because even if she realizes that she's done what she's done, and she already got 2 kids, she's already in her 30s, pushing 40, and she thinks she's this PhD running girl, she can't reverse time. And the problem is because her mother set her up on that path. That's the problem. Her mom did that. And instead of her addressing her mom, or forgiving herself and forgiving her mom and changing her life, she'd rather just go on through life still delusional and think it's because every man is a scrub and they're dusty and they just don't want to step up to the plate, when in fact she's been thrown out of the dating market, 1, by her mother putting her on a bad path, and 2, for her not realizing it soon enough. Ouch, huh?
That's ugly.
Ouch. That's a hurtful situation. I mean, it's not her fault. Her mom did that. These single, and there's a reason why they tried to, see, I look at it like this. If you want a slave, you got to perpetuate the slave. You got to have a slave. Make a slave. Have your slave born a slave. So to do that, let's push men out of the house. Let's go ahead and put the cart before the horse.
That sounds just like the Jim Crow.
And
No,
these women are going to have kids willingly, even though the man say no, because he can't stop her and he can't force her to have the child. She's 100% within her rights and her abilities, because the state thinks like that, to say yes or no if she want to have the child. And guess what happens? She most likely says, yes, I want to have the child, even if he says no. And so she forces herself to be 100% responsible for this child. And then when she starts raising this child out of emotions and her issues, because there's another statistic, I'm not going to go into it. Usually by the age of 2, when their child is 2 years old, there's a pattern that a lot of women who've had children that was 2 years old, the father's not there. And the reason being, there's terrible twos, meaning the child is really out of control. And when the child's out of control, the mother's emotions are out of control as well. And the father can't deal with it. They're arguing all the time. And guess what happens? Broken family. Okay? But anyway, outside of that, we're not going to get into that type of conversation. That's just a little tidbit there. So the idea is, let's demasculate men. Let's raise the woman up. Let's take away his rights. Let's say what he can't do, but let's tell her what she can do. Let's tell a man, take care of her. Open up the door. Be nice to her. Be a gentleman. Don't abuse her, whatever else. But we're not going to tell her none of that. She can, she can do it every now and then. And, if she punches him, that's just, well, he's a man. He should be able to take it, tuck his balls in and keep it moving. So the program is so she can be blinded as a weaponized tool to not understand that she is incubating by accident, meaning her mind. She don't understand she's doing it. She's incubating, programmed to create the next slave and to perpetuate the next situation where she start bringing in kids who are going to be jailbaits. They're going to be sensitive soy boys. They're going to be feminized betas and girls who are overly emotional and masculine, where they think they don't need a man. So the constant perpetuation here in America can continue, where they're going to be people who's going to feed into the judge system, judicial system, court system, criminal bases, police system, and beef up the government, and having all these other extra services and programs that's going to have to come in and infiltrate the average family because of the weakness of the mother's mind and the weakness of the wayward behavior of the child. Slave beget slave. You see how deep that is? That fast.
I mean, it's just like talking about Johnny Lynch. I believe that was his name, Johnny Lynch. The Johnny Lynch methods. That's what they used to do. They used to take the man out the house.
And guess what?
Sell him.
And guess what? It's still happening now, and it's happening on in every race, just about on every platform. The Latinos and Latinas are dealing with it now. The Mexicans are now dealing with the broken house syndrome, because they're still it's an attack on the masculinity on men. And so the girls, they walk around, they're empowered, and then you notice that there's 3 Mexican babies. You say, hey, where's the father? Well, we got a divorce last year. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is
you know what? And now that
this is unexpected.
And now that you speak about it, that made me think they also buy the woman for that too. That's why a divorce, a woman takes half a man's stuff.
Yes, incentive. It's called incentive.
Yeah, when a woman has a child, she gets all these extra perks at tax time.
Oh man, talk about it.
Welfare. They get.
But what do we get?
Government assistance.
What do we get? We have to be the one to pay.
Oh, we get your deadbeat.
We get kicked in a small bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
we get kicked out on the road. We end up in Wheeler, Michigan somewhere.
Hey, you know what's funny? Even though this is happening, you still got beds that get on their knee.
There's still, yeah.
I saw this woman and this guy talking on Facebook. Basically, they filmed the guy's proposal to her.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, I don't know how much money he spent. Buy out the bus and the restaurant and
he still proposed to her.
Yeah, and he proposed. She's like, the easiest yes I ever said.
Because
I wonder how long it's gonna last.
Because people don't know. We have to understand it is a matrix situation where there's those who are connected to the machine. They don't know. They just don't have the information, and the fathers and mothers, they're not giving it because people are caught in their world. You'll be surprised if you go to just an average place and you ask them, hey, do you know about this on social media? Have you heard about that? Have you heard about what happened this in history? Have you heard about what's going on the news today? They'll say, no, I'm just on Facebook. I just go home and I just watch the television news, and the news tell me everything. The news isn't 100% real. They only give you several clips of a part of something, but it's not the whole.
Yeah, the news can be catered to what they want you to see.
Yeah, it's just manipulation.
So you can see their side of things. Like, for example, you got some news articles that talk about how, Democrats, blah, 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 blah. And then you got some news articles talking about MAGA and blah, 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 blah. It depending on what news you listen to, it's catered to what they want you to hear, what side they want you to hear.
And on that note, Mr. Brian. So, there is, speaking of news, a advertiser now. And what do you think about this She-Hulk thing?
It goes back to increasing the feminist movement, the women empowerment movement. I mean, it's been an agenda. Come on now. This is nothing new.
So they're ruining another comic character.
Yeah.
See,
look, these days it seems like they're taking these comic characters and either making them women, or they making them.
They're moving the man out and making them feminine.
Or make them transformer.
Transformer woman. Yeah, you're right about that. And here's the thing about it. If we say it's real, meaning this. If they came at us with a debate and said, well, if the Incredible Hulk was to have a child, it could have been male or female. So you can't say that there wouldn't be a female Incredible Hulk. Well, let's destroy them for a second here, Brian. Let's put them on blast. Okay. Mm-hmm. In the Incredible Hulk movie, he knew how to control himself over time. Yeah, okay. He learned how to calm himself because men are usually logical like that. And there was a session where he went through, I think it was monk school, yoga, something like that. Mm-hmm. And he was learning how to meditate to control his anger. They showed you that at the end of the movie where he was still alive. He was just cross-legged, calming himself down because he realized he can hurt somebody. And men often think about how many men are around her. Some of them are strong, some are tough. Men are capable of severe devastation, especially if they're drunk. They put their fist through a wall. They can punch glass. They do anything if they're emotional. But a lot of times men have that capability, but you notice they don't do it. It's almost like a lion let's patent an elk. An elk is sitting there laying right next to the lion, even though the lion know he can just eat this elk alive, but he just like, I'm cool. I'm not going to. I'm gonna go hunt somewhere else. I'm gonna go find my meat somewhere else. Men are just like that. So let's get real with this. This is every day. Some men who have, they have a what do you got, gun carry and all that. They can have that. They walk around, wash their car. You see, he got a gun on him, but he's going to use it? No. Whether he's emotional or not, he's going to wash his car, live his life, go to the store, get his pack of cheese and bread and go home. But now, the average woman, especially today, if you look at reality, this is what we do every day. Mm-hmm. When she's emotional, what do you get? You get chaos. You get uncertainty. You get up and down, especially if you put her in leadership of power, depending on what she is, the majority of them. I didn't say all women. This ain't misogamy here. So if y'all think it's about misogamy, take your ass and your panties somewhere else. This is man talk. This is something. This is proven. This statistic. This isn't Brian and LCM's opinion here. So when a woman's emotional, you can't stop her. There's nothing you can do because an emotional woman, it's almost like a bomb that has no diffuser. Okay, and what happens is this. Let's say that there was a such thing as a She-Hulk. Okay, And she gets angry. Anger is a form of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you already had the male Incredible Hulk, and you see what he did, but he still was able to hold back a little bit and say, oh, wait a minute, man. Let me think this through.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the Avengers, he was just doing his thing, and he used his anger for power, which made sense. But you get a woman who's upset. Imagine the women that are constantly around your world now. When they're upset, you can't even talk to them. You can't even go in the room without them slamming the door in your face, or I don't want to talk to you, or you know what you did wrong. You're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you know what you did wrong. Like, you're supposed to read her mind because she's emotional. She wants you to feel her. Life isn't about feeling, it's about knowing. This She-Hulk, as angry as she may be, or 7 foot tall, 300 something pounds, most likely she would have to be put down because she can't control herself. She'll go around and do havoc. She's mad. She's slamming stuff because they do it now. They're yelling at their kids. They having a pissy fit. They want it all their way, not your way.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike the Incredible Hulk, where they were trying to slow him down as a male, this is because he was a physical threat. Not that he was really out of control in some of the movies. But when you have a female, she would truly be out of control, where she don't think about what you're doing. She just want to smash you regardless and tear up some stuff. So most likely she would have to be put down and eliminated because her emotions can be outrageous.
Yeah, but the problem is that's one of the things that the male Hulk talked about. Like he even said it. One time he put a gun in his mouth and the other guy spit it out. His exact words.
Wow.
So Hulk is almost indestructible. Well, yeah, indestructible.
But would you be more safer around a She-Hulk or a male Hulk?
Well, She-Hulk is just a woman. Let me stop.
I gotta go there. Oh man.
I'm trying to keep you on the radio.
Oh man. I knew what you was gonna say. Okay. I got it. Okay. Oh man, that was good job. Okay, that was okay. Okay. Oh man. Oh man, yeah, okay, you're right.
My last time.
Oh man, about to get me canceled right here. Oh my god. But you're right though. You're right. You got a point there. Oh man, but you held back though. You held back. Oh man, and she will fight you, and she don't even know you. I mean, she'll sit there with us, and it depends on who she is. But most times she smiles. She's not happy. I went to the store one day. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm always at the health food store
all the time,
and there's this cashier who was a woman. And I first met, she was smiling and greeting all the customers. Hey, how you doing today? Can I help you with your bag? And it's been sunny outside, and she was very giddy, and I thought she was a very good personality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, week later.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Where's my soundboard?
Uh-oh.
I knew what time it was.
Mm-hmm.
No smiles. No nothing. The customer that was in front of me, I actually heard her say, come on, you don't have your card ready? Put her hands on her hips and huffing and puffing and looking around. I was like, oh man. So I treated her with equal respect because I respect my women. I love them. So I came at her like I came at her the first time. I said, hey, how you doing? What's up? It's a good day. Like, woo. So, what you got planned for? I don't know. I don't care. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? I just want to get out of here and go home. I'm like, oh, like what the? This is a totally different woman here, but it's the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Same one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she just completely flipped the script. I mean, she didn't want to even be there. I thought I did something wrong, but I knew I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, come to find out, well, I'm not going to go to a business because I'm not going to do all that. But that's just a clear example there. Now, imagine if she was a She-Hulk.
Oh, that story be gone.
Everybody's going to get it. She's mad at everybody for her own personal reasons.
She'll get mad and be like, please do.
Hurry up, yeah. She'll take you down, man. And you be like, I ain't got nothing to do it. You say, good morning, ma'am. Good morning to me. Good morning to me. Wow. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. What I got to do with this? I'm just saying, I'm trying to be nice, bro. What?
That movie gonna be worse than a Godzilla movie.
Man,
Godzilla
it would.
tore up everything.
I mean, could you imagine?
I think Godzilla has some mail in him though, because he did go back in the sea.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he stopped one. Right, he went. Yeah, probably so. Maybe he wasn't getting none, so he just had to go rage out of the city and go back into the water, because water, man, it's hard.
He went right back in the water.
The water's hard for a pimp.
Yeah, and King Kong was definitely bad because I mean, yeah, he was crushing some cars and stuff and play, but they were attacking him.
That was, it really made me upset because it was humanity at its best ignorance. Where you see this huge thing, leave it the hell alone.
Let him stay where he's at.
Why are you gonna throw missiles and try to shoot this thing and it's doing nothing to you?
You didn't ask to be here. You took him. You put him to sleep. You took him out of his habitat.
And brought it.
How do you expect him to act?
Aren't you gonna be upset? I mean, here you are, this huge monolith.
Y'all took me from my favorite banana tree.
I'm gonna be upset. Maybe he had a female ape over there who was,
He probably did.
I'm gonna tear up some stuff too. Oh man, yeah, man.
But that's just like human folk,
logic.
Man. Always messing up stuff.
And it's like that in every movie.
Even gender roles have changed now.
Oh man, can't leave well enough alone. Oh, and you know what? Here's the thing. Because what they're trying to do is tell you that an apple tree is a banana tree, but you see the apples. There's apples around on the ground where the trunk of the tree is, and they'll say, "Hey, guess what? This is an apple tree. I got evidence." You're like, wait a minute. I see apples under here. Where'd it come from? You see the stem and everything. No, man, this is a banana tree.
Yeah, look at them red bananas.
And they're round.
And then you take the seed from the fruit.
Oh, man, it transmuted. Oh, man. And then you think, see, that's why, how about this?
Johnny Banana Seed.
That's why humanity's dying. That's why we're done. That's why the end of civilization is going to be by the hands of the human being, because they always want to go against nature instead of leaving nature alone. If it's working, why mess with it? Why look at it and say, you know what? This ground is too perfect for me. Got all these flowers and grass. I'm gonna make this ground something else. I'm gonna make it a swamp. Maybe if I do that and then I make a swamp out of it, maybe I could still grow some flowers out of the water and get healthy fish.
I tell you, it's like,
because I'm a scientist and I got a PhD and I'm a doctorate and I've been to Harvard just to be a dumbass. So as a dumbass, I'm gonna start messing up some because I think I can.
They call it educated dummy.
How about an educated asshole? How about that?
Okay.
Keep it real. Keep it 100% over here. But, so that's your take on all that, right? So the She-Hulk, you agree with that or not? I mean,
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all, but it's going to happen.
Because there's nothing that's going to stop it.
There's nothing we can do. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be a She-Hulk. Just like there was a Captain Marvel that had to be female. I could have swore, be the comic book person, Captain Marvel was a man.
They're doing that to Ghostbusters, too.
They've been done that. Yeah, they had a Ghostbusters. It was a weak movie, too. I'm sorry. It wasn't because it was women.
I've never watched any of it.
I mean, I'm talking about past the gender roles.
I'm not even misogynist. It's not about misogynists or putting women down. I don't watch a movie because there's a woman on it. I watch a movie for the logic and the suspense. Mm-hmm. She's the main character. Like, what am I going to get out of that but just some girl talk stuff?
Well, I don't know now.
I've seen the preview.
I kind of like that Catwoman. That was a good movie. Catwoman.
Well, there were some men involved though. There were some guys behind it, and Catwoman was one of those Marvel comics that they didn't put a lot of their hands on.
I'm saying.
And
my bias is on Catwoman. I mean, that was some of her best acting.
So are you telling me that you're Godzilla, Mr. Brian? You gonna start going out there climbing on buildings and destroying stuff and going
King
back
Kong,
into the water?
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I bet. Okay.
All jokes aside,
I ain't gonna mess with you. You know that's your manhood. So I ain't gonna do nothing on that.
let's get back to it, man. But yeah, it's sad, but like humans.
Oh, what? You know,
Like you said,
guess what? Guess what, Brian? Men can have children.
Oh, really? Now, when did this happen?
Oh my God.
Oh, tell me about this.
No,
When did this happen?
man. Never.
Oh, okay. Where you hear that from,
Oh, I heard that from a woman.
though? Where at?
On broad social media and the public stream of things.
Man, I wish I could see. That's crazy.
Have you experienced a man having a woman? Can you have a woman?
The only man.
Can you have a woman?
No, can I have a woman? I mean, I can have a woman, but you talk about like having
A baby.
child.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
My mom was still on the woman thing, so
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So can a man have a child? That's the question.
We can have a child.
Wait a
we
minute.
Can't make a child.
Okay. Can a man produce a child from his body?
No, we can't.
So what would give this woman the audacity to say yes, he can?
I can't call that. I never heard. That's crazy. You had a woman say that a man can have a child?
Yeah, she said yes. But whenever I'm not going to go there. Then things going to be monogamous. Whenever you put a person who has been raised to defy nature and they go to school to be indoctrinated not to think.
You're swimming in deep water, sir. You're swimming.
That's
in deep
why
water.
that's why they will tell you that night is day, day is night. And then when you tell them, are you going to wake up in the morning at night? They'll say, well, I'll wake up in the morning at 9:00 a.m. But you said night is day and day is night.
I don't know. That's not necessarily the best example because that's just society, man. Society says that even if it's dark at 1 a.m., 1 a.m. is considered morning. That's society. I mean, that's not necessarily. You might want to come up with another example.
No, years ago, because the time changed, you got what do you call that, daylight saving hours and things like that. When the sun shined, that's when it was daylight. But what I'm saying is specifically, normally, that's what they're trying to say. Night is day, day and night, not by the AM, 1 m or PM. And then now they're coming up to the point where they're saying night and day is one and the same. That's how you get with these transforming situations. And most times when they're the single mother or they're at home and they're the ones who are in charge, isn't that what they create generally most times anyway? Because I don't know too many men who are single fathers who produce or even inspire those type of mindsets. As a matter of fact, they grow up to be engineers.
I mean, I do know some single fathers, but they rare compared to
What I mean that produces that type of atmosphere.
Well, usually when the father is involved, even if it's a single father, usually the child knows a form of discipline, knows a form of respect.
And knows a form of restraint as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to call this conversation and this interview at an end. So is there anything we want to say to the people, Mr. Brian?
That's it.
Besides that you're an asshole.
Oh, I'm that's it. That's it. I mean, I was ready to keep going.
Well, it's best to keep it short and sweet. You know, it's already 49 people. People got a short attention span. You know, I don't. You know, the anything above like it's an hour or so, they can't sit down that long because they're too immature. They don't understand what we're talking about anyway. So,
well, you gotta keep in mind, I was kind of, behind in some of the stuff that we talk about. You just gotta give people a chance. Let them subscribe. Let them watch them learn. Watch them learn. Watch them grow. Watch them improve you.
Well, that's on them. You can't drag a horse to the water. I mean, you can take him to the water, but it's up to the horse to drink. Unless you sit on the horse's head, but I wouldn't recommend that.
I would want some eternal water right now. That does sound good.
Alkaline for me.
Well, eternal water got alcohol.
Yeah, well, I drink other stuff.
Yeah.
So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time.